Have you ever felt so alone you forgot how to reach out? The instinct is to wait for a call, a visit, someone to notice you're struggling. But here's the paradox. The fastest way to end loneliness isn't receiving, it's giving. Every time you share a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand, you weave a thread of connection. You prove you matter, you belong, and your life has purpose. Today we'll uncover why helping others is the secret medicine for loneliness, and how simple acts of kindness can transform isolation into joy, purpose, and belonging. Loneliness whispers, "You're forgotten. You're invisible. You don't matter." But giving answers back, "You are needed. You are valuable. You make a difference." Science shows why. When you help others, your brain releases oxytocin, dopamine, and endorphins. A powerful trio creating what researchers call the helper's high. It's that warm glow you feel after a kind act, like holding a door, cooking for a friend, or calling someone who's struggling. That's your biology rewarding generosity. Giving also restores meaning. Loneliness often strikes when life feels purposeless, after retirement, loss, or change. Helping others, even in small ways, reminds you your presence matters. It's a declaration that you're still here, still capable, still full of gifts to share. And here's the beauty. Giving doesn't just connect you to others, it reconnects you to yourself. It rekindles your strengths, your values, and the love you carry. When you offer kindness, you're not just lifting someone else, you're lifting your own heart, proving loneliness wrong. So, if loneliness tells you you're empty, let giving show you you're full of wisdom, kindness, and purpose the world still needs. When you give, something extraordinary happens inside you. It's not just a fleeting, feel-good moment. It's a biological chain reaction called the helper's high. MRI scans show that acts of generosity light up the brain's reward centers. Just like enjoying a favorite song or a warm meal, dopamine boosts your mood, endorphins ease stress, and oxytocin, the bonding hormone, fosters trust and connection. This chemical cocktail doesn't just feel good, it heals. Oxytocin lowers blood pressure. Dopamine sparks motivation. Endorphins can even reduce physical pain. Together, they make your body and mind more resilient. Studies back this up. Seniors who volunteer regularly report less depression, stronger immune systems, and even longer lives. One study found that those who give time or resources are 44% more likely to live longer than those who don't. Think of giving as a daily vitamin for your soul. Each act, whether writing a note, bringing soup to a neighbor, or simply listening, strengthens your emotional and physical health. And it doesn't take grand gestures. Small acts of kindness trigger the same healing response as big commitments. So, the science is clear. Giving isn't just good for others, it's vital for you. Loneliness may weaken the spirit, but generosity rebuilds it. The moment you choose to give, you start to heal. But it's not just science that proves this. It's the lives changed by giving. The power of giving shines brightest in real stories. Take Maria, a retired nurse who lost her husband after 45 years. Her home felt like a silent prison. Days blurred into television marathons, and loneliness grew heavier. Then a neighbor invited her to volunteer at a food pantry. Maria hesitated. Grief had drained her energy, but she went. That first day, packing groceries and greeting families, she felt a spark. For the first time in months, she smiled before bed. "Helping others saved me as much as it helped them," she says. Then there's Thomas, a retired teacher who felt his best days were gone. After leaving the classroom, he believed he was useless. When a community center asked him to tutor children in reading, he was unsure. But he tried. Weeks later, he rediscovered the joy of teaching, watching kids' eyes light up. That small act of sharing his skills gave him new purpose and friends. And consider Ruth, who didn't join a program. She simply started checking on her elderly neighbor each morning, bringing coffee and conversation. What began as a quick routine became a deep friendship that carried them both through tough times. These stories show that giving doesn't need to be grand. A few hours at a pantry, a lesson shared, a daily check-in. These acts turn isolation into belonging. When you lift someone else, you lift yourself too. When we think of giving, money often comes to mind. But the most powerful gifts are rarely financial. They're personal. Giving takes many forms, each one unraveling loneliness in its own way. First, there's time. Volunteering at a shelter, mentoring youth, or helping at a community event, your presence is a gift. An hour of your time can transform someone's day and your own. Then there are skills. Everyone has unique talents: cooking, gardening, fixing things, teaching, or storytelling. Sharing them rekindles your sense of worth and builds bonds. A retired mechanic fixing a neighbor's car or a gardener sharing seeds finds not just purpose, but companionship. The third form is presence. Sometimes people don't need advice or things, they need you to listen. Sitting with someone, offering encouragement, or showing up when they're struggling is a profound gift. Presence often heals more than words. And don't overlook small acts of kindness. A smile to a stranger, a thank you note, holding a door, baking cookies for a friend. These take seconds but create ripples of connection that linger. The beauty of giving is that everyone has something to offer. You don't need wealth or expertise, just a willingness to share. And every time you do, you send a message. You matter. You're not alone. That message comes back to you, loosening loneliness's grip. Loneliness is a trap. It drains your energy, urges you to stay home, and convinces you no one cares. The more you withdraw, the more invisible you feel. The more invisible you feel, the harder it is to reach out. That's the loneliness cycle. Giving breaks that cycle. Loneliness says, you have nothing to offer. Giving proves it wrong. When you share a skill, lend a hand, or listen with care, you remind yourself you're valuable, needed, and capable of making a difference. Giving also shifts your focus. Instead of dwelling on your own emptiness, you turn outward, toward helping, serving, creating. That shift interrupts the spiral of negative thoughts and replaces it with purpose. Take John, a widower lost in grief. His days blurred into one another, his world shrinking. His daughter suggested volunteering at an animal shelter. He resisted at first. Grief was exhausting. But he went. Walking dogs, feeding cats, and chatting with staff gave him reasons to get up, people to connect with, and a renewed sense of joy. The animals needed me, he said, but I needed them more. That's the magic of giving. It builds meaning, fosters connection, and restores self-worth. The fastest way to feel loved is to offer love. Every act of generosity plants seeds of belonging that grow into something beautiful. Loneliness is heavy. It tells you to wait for a call, a visit, for life to feel full again. But the secret to ending loneliness isn't waiting, it's giving. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, weaves a thread of connection. A smile, a kind word, a helping hand. These threads form a net of belonging that holds you when life feels empty. When you give, you're not just a person alone, you're a light in someone's world. And in offering that light, you find your own heart glowing. Remember Maria, who found healing at the food pantry, Thomas, who rediscovered purpose tutoring kids, John, who came alive walking shelter dogs. Their stories share one truth: giving turns loneliness into love. So today, reflect on what you can give. Maybe it's a call to someone you miss, a smile to a stranger, or an hour of your time. Try one small act of kindness and watch how it shifts your day and your heart. You might think you're helping someone else, but you'll be healing yourself too. Giving is more than kindness. It's medicine, it's connection, it's proof you belong. If this message resonates, join our community of givers and seekers. Subscribe, share your own stories, and let's turn loneliness into strength together. Take that first step today. Offer a gift, a moment, a skill, a kind word. You'll find that when you give, you receive far more than you ever imagined.